Welcome back to Career Power Hyderabad. Students, you can see on the screen, learn current affairs 10 times effectively. So this is our 5-stage method of the discussion of current affairs, a unique way to learn and remember current affairs. So let's see the importance of this scheme first before going into the headlines. So the first stage is headlines with blanks. The purpose of having a blank in the headline itself is to create a question in the minds of the students so that the student will find the answer all through the discussion. So this will increase his grasping power and concentration levels. In the second stage, detailed analysis, we discuss the current affairs in a detailed manner. We discuss all the related current affairs and the static GK points. So this section covers all the key areas from which questions can be asked. The third stage is one word key points. So just by reading current affairs will not help the student in remembering it. So from every current affair, we draw a keyword, and this keyword will apparently be the most probable questions in the examination. So this will be your first stage of revision, one word key points. So the next day we have the fourth stage, important MCQs. So important MCQs will be the second stage of revision. So the current affairs, we will study important MCQs same in the form of examination. Current affairs will study same in the form of examination by MCQs. In the fifth stage, final stage, section wise revision, the week long current affairs will be segregated into section wise. So you can compare these current affairs in section wise, and this will help in remembering current affairs for a longer time period. So this is the importance of our 5-stage discussion. So do follow this 5-stage method of current affairs discussion. Now let's go into the headlines. So today's important headlines. So India's official Olympic theme song was released. So what is that official Olympic theme song? So who was elected as the Prime Minister of Armenia? So Odisha Chief Minister has launched a new scheme for the education and health of COVID orphans. So children who were orphaned due to COVID pandemic. So who was named, the ex-RBI governor who was named in the Tamil Nadu Economic Advisory Panel. So which state government chief minister has launched the agriculture diversification scheme? So world's first ever genetically modified rubber was planted in which state? So who is the cricketer who was roped in as the brand ambassador of OnePlus mobile phones? So SBI General Insurance and one particular bank has tied up for the bank assurance scheme. So what is that bank? So who launched the Pay Your Contact service? So Moody's revised India's GDP growth rate to how much percentage? So who topped the inaugural list of top philanthropists of the century list? So who was the actor who announced his autobiography Will? So Dr. Harshvardhan, Union Health Minister, has unveiled a book, My Joys and Sorrows, as the mother of a special child. This book was written by whom? So who wins the recognition of India's best employers among the nation builders 2021? So what is the company? So who was crowned, which country cricket team was crowned the first ICC World Test Championship? So these are all the headlines today. Okay, so let's go into the detailed analysis of every headline. So if you see the headlines, the first headline for today, India's official Olympic theme song, Lakshya Tera Samne Hai. So this is our new official theme song which was composed and sung by Mohit Chauhan. Lakshya Tera Samne Hai is the song which is composed and sung by Mohit Chauhan. So the Olympic Games, Summer Olympics 2020 will start from July 23rd at Tokyo, Japan, and over nearly 100 Indian athletes have qualified for the event so far. So this Olympic theme song was organized by the Indian Olympic Association, and the president of this Indian Olympic Association is Narendra Batra, and which is formed in 1927. And Sports Minister Kiran Rijiju was the chief guest of this event. So this is about the Indian Olympic song Lakshya Tera Samne Hai. So let's see some details about the Indian Olympic Association, which is a body responsible for selecting athletes to represent India at the Olympic Games, the Asian Games and other international games. So it also acts as the Indian Commonwealth Games Association, where it selects athletes to represent the Commonwealth Games. So this is about the Indian Olympic Association and its song Lakshya Tera Samne Hai. So please remember Lakshya Tera Samne Hai. So we will go to next international news where Nikol Pashinyan has been elected as the Armenian Prime Minister. So Nikol Pashinyan has been elected as the Armenian Prime Minister. So he is the acting Prime Minister, Nikol Pashinyan. So elections were conducted, parliamentary elections happened in Armenia, and he won the power, he won the election. He was blamed for military defeat last year in the Nagorno-Karabakh enclave issue. Even though despite getting like defeat in this military event and protests from public, he won the election in Armenia. So Nikol Pashinyan. So he belongs to the civil contract party, which won nearly 53.9% votes. That means nearly 60% of votes. Also remember the capital of Armenia, Yerevan, and currency of Armenia, Armenian dram. Capital of Armenia, Yerevan, and currency of Armenia, Armenian dram. So what is this Nagorno-Karabakh enclave? So Nagorno-Karabakh enclave is a dispute between Azerbaijan and Armenia. So it is a dispute between Azerbaijan and Armenia. Armenia is a Christian majority country. Azerbaijan is a Muslim majority country, which is supported by the NATO countries Turkey and USA, and Armenia is supported by Russia. So there is an area in Azerbaijan called the Nagorno-Karabakh enclave. So this region is ethnically Armenians. They are ethnically Armenians. So the majority of the people here are Armenians. They opted to live autonomous. So they are part of Armenia. This area is part of Azerbaijan, but they opted to be independent. So they were not willing to join Armenia. So there was a continuous dispute between Azerbaijan and Armenia on this area called Karabakh enclave. Okay, so recently Armenia and Azerbaijan had a conflict, and Azerbaijan defeated Armenia. So despite having defeat in this conflict, Nikol Pashinyan has won the election in the recent parliament elections. Okay, so these are some few things about this enclave. So next we'll go into the news about state news, where Odisha Chief Minister has launched Ashirvad for education and health of COVID orphans. So Ashirvad is a scheme launched by the Odisha government for the education and health of the COVID orphans. So every month a cash amount of rupees 2,500 will be deposited in the bank accounts of family members who are taking responsibility of the children. So basically the scheme is applicable for children who lost their parents or the main earning person in their family on April 1st, 2020 or thereafter. So if children are losing their parents or their main earning person in the family after April 1st, 2020, so they are eligible for this scheme. So according to this scheme, assistance will be given up to 18 years of age or till the child is being adopted by some other family. So a monthly assistance of rupees 2,500 and free treatment under Swasth Kalyan Yojana, and they are also included as beneficiaries under the National Food Security Act. These are all the facilities given to these children. Okay, so please remember Ashirvad scheme for education and health of the COVID orphans. So Chief Minister of Odisha Naveen Patnaik, Governor of Odisha Ganesh Lal. So also remember these points. So next going into one more news about the Tamil Nadu Economic Advisory Panel. So the Tamil Nadu Finance Minister Panivel Tyagarajan, so who is an investment banker, so very well educated person, an investment banker who worked in USA and Singapore before coming into politics. So he started this 5-member team, 5-member advisory panel. So this panel has a lot of key important people, like very important people like Raghuram Ranjan, ex-RBI governor. Okay, we'll see who are the persons, but we'll see what is this committee. So based on this council, based on this advisory panel, the government will revitalize the state economy, which was ruined due to the COVID pandemic, and ensure the benefits of economic growth reach all these segments of the society. So new government was formed in Tamil Nadu by MK Stalin DMK party, Dravid Munnetra Kalagam party. So new government by DMK. So the new finance minister Panivel Tyagarajan, so he started this Tamil Nadu Economic Advisory Panel. So this panel will recommend the government, and government will use their recommendation, and they will revitalize the state economy. So let us see the members of this panel. Very important members are present in this panel, like Raghuram Ranjan, former RBI governor, Arvind Subramaniam, former chief economic advisor to the government of India, S. Narayan, former Union Finance Minister, Esther Duflo, Nobel laureate and wife of Abhijit Banerjee, who is also a Nobel laureate, belongs to Indian economist, Jean Rezi, development economist. So 5 key important people. So they work for world nations. So these people were in this part of this economic advisory panel. So they will recommend the Tamil Nadu government. Okay. So also remember the governor of Tamil Nadu, Banwarlal Purohit, and the chief minister of Tamil Nadu, M.K. Stalin. So please remember these points. Okay. Very, very important. So next we will go to one more state news where the Gujarat chief minister Vijay Rupani has launched the agriculture diversification scheme. The main aim of the scheme is agriculture sustainability and profitability mainly in tribal areas. So Gujarat state has few tribal districts. So in these tribal districts they want to make agriculture sustainable and profitable. So this scheme will benefit more than 1.2 lakh Vanabandhu farmers from 14 tribal districts in Gujarat. So this scheme will benefit nearly 1.2 lakh Vanabandhu farmers from the 14 tribal districts in Gujarat. So government will distribute mainly fertilizer seed assistance worth 31 crores, and also they will provide 45 kg of urea, 50 kg of NPK and 50 kg of aluminum sulfate to these farmers, tribal farmers. So government is distributing fertilizers, government is distributing seeds according to this scheme. Okay, so this scheme is called the Vanabandhu Kalyan Yojana, which was launched by Modi, Prime Minister Modi, when he was the Chief Minister of Gujarat in 2007. So Vanabandhu Kalyan Yojana was launched by Prime Minister Modi when he was the Chief Minister of Gujarat in 2007, and the main aim of the scheme is to improve the quality life of the tribal people, their education, provide sustainable employment opportunities for them, bridge the infrastructure gaps and protect the tribal culture. So these are part of this Vanabandhu Kalyan Yojana. So agriculture diversification scheme is part of this Vanabandhu Kalyan Yojana. So also remember Chief Minister of Gujarat Vijay Rupani and Governor of Gujarat Acharya Devrat. So please remember these points. So next, if you go into next important news where the world's first ever genetically modified GM rubber was planted in Assam. Genetically modified rubber. So this rubber was planted by the rubber board at Gauhati farm. They have a farm at Gauhati, Sarutari village near Gauhati. So this plant is planted in the farm in Gauhati by the rubber board. So this sampling, this GM rubber sampling is developed at the Rubber Research Institute of India at Kottayam, Kerala, also called as the rubber board. So this Rubber Research Institute is present in Kottayam, Kerala. So this GM rubber sampling was developed there. So basically rubber is a plant which is actively like grows in humid areas like the Amazon rainforest. So rubber grows mainly in warm humid rainforest. But if you go to northeast, it has cold temperatures. In order to sustain these cold temperatures, this rubber board, they modified this rubber plant and they made genetically modified rubber. So this is going in a experimental basis. This crop is now planted in an experimental basis. If it is successful, this will enhance the rubber production in northeast, will enhance the paper production in India. It will support the paper industry in India. It will support rubber industry in India. It will support the farmers in getting some income. These are all schemes to increase the farmers' income, double the farmers' income, which is the aim of the central government. Okay. So this GM rubber is the second genetically modified crop after BT cotton in India. So GM rubber is the second genetically modified crop. So let's see some details about rubber board. So rubber board is formed under the Rubber Act 1947 for the overall development of the rubber industry, and headquarters is in Kottayam, Kerala. Okay. So these are the few things about the rubber board. So please remember the first ever genetically modified rubber plant is planted in Assam, which was developed by the Rubber Research Institute of India. So rubber belongs to humid temperatures, but in northeast there are cold temperatures. So we genetically modified rubber to grow it in northeast. This will enhance the farmers in northeast, the rubber production in India. It will increase the paper production in India. So GM rubber is the second genetically modified crop after BT cotton. So some things about rubber board. Rubber board will look after the overall development of rubber industry in India, and headquarters is in Kottayam, Kerala. So next news, if you see, Jasprit Bumrah has been roped as the brand ambassador of OnePlus. So the OnePlus wearable category. So he will promote the OnePlus wearable category. So if you can see in the picture, he is wearing a watch, OnePlus watch, OnePlus band. He will promote these accessories, OnePlus watch and OnePlus brand. Okay, band. So So OnePlus was formed in 2013. Headquarters is in Shenzhen, China. So it's a Chinese consumer electronics manufacturer which is famous for manufacturing smartphones and officially serves nearly 34 countries around the world. So you know OnePlus 70, OnePlus 8, OnePlus 9, these OnePlus Nord, all these are the mobile phones launched by OnePlus in India. It's a Chinese electronics manufacturer, so which manufactures smartphones and officially serves nearly 34 countries. So Jasprit Bumrah, a cricketer, is now the brand ambassador of OnePlus wearables. So you can see him wearing the OnePlus watch in the picture there. Okay, so OnePlus comes with a tag line, never settle. Okay, so next go to the banking news, where SBI General Insurance and IDFC First Bank, they have gone for a tie-up for bank insurance. They both are in a tie-up for bank assurance. So what is this bank assurance? Bank assurance is collaboration between an insurance company called like SBI General Insurance and a bank like IDFC First Bank, in which this general insurance company will sell the insurance products to the bank's customer base. So in this bank assurance program, SBI General Insurance will sell all its insurance products to the IDFC First Bank customers. So this will benefit the bank because this SBI General Insurance will provide a commission for every product sold in the to the IDFC First Bank. So IDFC First Bank will get some commission, and SBI General Insurance products will help the customers. So they will sell health insurance, personal insurance, accident insurance, home insurance, motor insurance, travel insurance, and other commercial line of insurance products for industries. Okay, so commercial insurances are generally for industries. So SBI will sell all these insurances to the bank customers. So learn these details, static details. IDFC First Bank established in 2018. Bank present MD is Vaidyanathan. Bank headquarters is in Mumbai. SBI's General Insurance is formed in 2009. Present MD of the General Insurance is Prakash Chandra, and headquarters is in Mumbai. So please try to by heart all these static points also. So next, going to the Kotak Mahindra Bank launches Pay Your Contact service. So Kotak Mahindra Bank launches Pay Your Contact service. So Kotak Mahindra Bank Limited, so they launched this Pay Your Contact service. So in this service, so this Kotak Mahindra Bank mobile app, they have a mobile app, Kotak Mahindra Bank Limited mobile app. So they use as Unified Payments Interface Platform, UPI platform. So UPI is nothing but like your Phone Pay, Google Pay, Bharat Pay, all these use the Unified Payments Interface, and it allows the customers to send money, to make payments to any of their contacts across all the payment apps simply by entering the beneficiary's mobile number. Suppose I am a customer of the Kotak Mahindra Bank. So I will use the Kotak Mahindra Bank mobile app. I will type the mobile number of the person I want to send money. So this mobile number will be linked to the bank account. So I will send money. So money will directly go into his bank account. So I need not use any Phone Pay, Google Pay, Bharat Pay. So it avoids multiple apps, payment apps. So from now, you need not, if you are having a Kotak Mahindra Bank account, you need not have any Google Pay, Phone Pay or Bharat Pay. Simply you can send money using your Kotak Mahindra Bank account app. So from your app, simply money will go into the customer, the opposite person's bank account. So this Pay Your Contact feature is an interoperable across all the apps and available in both Android and iOS platforms. So it is interoperable, very useful. So by using Kotak Mahindra Bank app, it will enhance the security in the fund transfers because you are using your bank app. So it is very powerful, like secure, firewall protected. So all your transactions will be safe and secure. So these are all the uses of the Kotak Mahindra Bank's Pay Your Contact service. So the present CEO is Uday Kotak, who is also the founder of the Kotak Mahindra Bank. Headquarters is in Mumbai and it is formed in 2003. So please remember these static points also. So next, going into the economy news, where Moody's, a credit rating agency, Moody's Investor Service, which is a part of the Moody's Corporation. So they revived India's GDP growth rate at 9.6. So present India's GDP growth rate is 9.6. So they gave a report called the Macroeconomics India. Economic shocks from second COVID wave will not be as severe as last year. So they gave this report, and in this report they said that the second wave of COVID-19 infections hit India mainly in the months of April and May. Just it's 2 months second wave. So this virus resurgence has uncertainty. We don't know when will the virus like it will re-emerge into a third wave or a fourth wave. So that is why they are estimating our India's growth rate to be 9.6, just 9.6. So they are expecting India's growth rate as 9.6 in 2021 and 7% in 2022. Okay, and also they suggested that faster vaccination progress can help in restricting these economic losses. Okay, so Moody's, including with Standard and Poor, Fitch Group, all these three are the top 3 credit rating agencies. Moody's, Standard and Poor, Fitch Group, all three are the top 3 credit rating agencies. So Moody's was formed in 1909 and headquarters is in New York, USA. So Moody's Corporation is founded in 1909, headquarters is in New York, USA. Okay. So next about ranks and reports, very important rank and report, because Jamshedji Naronaji Tata, he topped the list of philanthropists of the century. So philanthropists of century list was released by Edelweiss Hurren. So in this list, Jamshedji Tata has topped the list. So he is the founder of Tata Group, Tata Sons Limited. So he is the first founder of the Tata Group. He is also the first pilot of India. So his total donations were nearly 102 billion US dollars. So highest donations done by him. So 102 billion US dollars were donated by Jamshedji Tata. So he tops the list, Edelweiss Hurren philanthropists of the century list. He topped it. So this list has total 50 most generous individuals in the century, last century. And if you see the ranks, Jamshedji Tata is first rank. He is famously called the father of Indian industries. So second rank by Bill Gates and Melinda Gates. Third rank by Henry Wellcome. Fourth rank by Howard Hughes. Fifth rank by Warren Buffett. And also an Indian is present at 12th position, Azim Premji, the chairman of Wipro. Azim Premji, the former chairman of Wipro, is at 12th rank. Jamshedji Tata is at first rank. So Jamshedji Tata tops the inaugural list of the top philanthropists of the century. So this report is given by the Hurren Research and Edelweiss Foundation. They created this report of 50 generous individuals in the past century. And in this 50 individuals, most of them are from USA, 38 from USA, 5 from United Kingdom, 3 from China, 2 from India, 1 from Portugal and 1 from Switzerland. And you know the 2 people from India, one is Jamshedji Tata and the next is Azim Premji. So the total donations from these 50 people are nearly 832 billion US dollars. So the total donations by all these philanthropists are 832 billion dollars. So this is about this philanthropists of the century list. Okay. So next, if you go to books and authors, actor Will Smith has announced his autobiography Will. So Will Smith has launched his autobiography Will, which is going to be launched in December. So by the Penguin House book publishers. So Will is co-authoring this book with author Mark Manson. So Will also narrate the audiobook of the biography by from the Penguin Random House audio itself. So you will have an audio version, you will have a book printed version. So this book will dwell into his life, how he raised in West Philadelphia and how he entered into this superstardom, an actor and a rapper. All these things you learn, you will see in his book called Will. So he won Grammys for Summertime, Men in Black, Getting Ziggy with It, Parents Just Can't Understand. For all these 4 pictures, he won Grammy Awards. Okay. So these are few details about Will Smith. Okay. So Will Smith has announced his autobiography Will. You can see in the picture his autobiography cover page Will. So next, if you go to one more book, My Joys and Sorrows as a Mother of a Special Child. So this book was authored by Dr. Krishna Saxena. So this book is about the challenges of being a mother to a special needs child. She writes about how her life changed when her family realized that her son Shiv is a special needs child. She explains all the details in the book. So this book was unveiled by Dr. Harshvardhan, our Union Health Minister. So he unveiled this book, My Joys and Sorrows as a Mother of the Special Child book, authored by Krishna Saxena. Okay. So next is about awards, where NTPC wins the recognition of India's best employers among the nation builders 2021. So for the past 15 years, NTPC is the only public sector undertaking to be constantly featuring in India's top best workplaces. From the past 15 years, NTPC is the only public sector unit which is constantly featuring in the India's top 1050 workplaces. And this year, NTPC ranked 38. And NTPC is also recognized as the Great Place to Work, okay, by the Great Place to Work Institute. So this Great Place to Work Institute will recognize the top 50 workplaces in India, and NTPC is recognized as a great place to work. It also won its first ever recognition as the India's best employers among the nation builders 2021. It also won the first ever recognition of India's best employers among the nation builders 2021. So Great Place to Work is a certification which is recognized worldwide, and it is considered as the gold standard in identifying and recognizing great places with high trust and high performance cultures. Okay. NTPC has also won the CII, Confederation of Indian Industries, HR Excellence Role Award in March 2021, which is the highest award in the field of people management. So these are all the awards achieved by NTPC, National Thermal Power Corporation. NTPC, National Thermal Power Corporation. So they achieved all these feats. So NTPC wins the recognition of best employers among the nation builders 2021. So please remember. So next news, the last news for today, sports news, where New Zealand is crowned the first ICC World Test Championship. So New Zealand defeated India to win this ICC world's first Test Championship. So the match was run for 6 days. Usually it will be regular 5 days, but due to rain, we played it for 6 days. So the player of the match is Kyle Jamieson, and the player of the series is Kane Williamson. So Kyle Williamson, player of the series; Kyle Jamieson, player of the match. Okay. So the first see some details about this World Test Championship. So first Test Championship began in 2019, and finals was played in 2021. You know, because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So top 3 teams are New Zealand first, second India, third is Australia. So final match held at the Rose Bowl Stadium in Southampton, England. So match was held in England. So the next championship will be in 2021 to 2023. So in these 3 years you will have this next championship. Okay. So New Zealand is crowned the first ICC World Chess Championship. So these are all the detailed analysis, current affairs for today. We will go into the one word key points. Quick revision, first revision for today. So Olympic theme song, what is our Olympic theme song? Lakshya Tera Samne Hai. So Nikol Pashinyan is the new Prime Minister of Armenia. Odisha has launched a scheme, Ashirwad, for education and health of COVID orphans. Raghuram Ranjan was appointed to the Tamil Nadu Advisory Panel, Economic Advisory Panel. So Gujarat launched the Agriculture Diversification Scheme. So genetically modified rubber was planted in Assam. Jasprit Bumrah is the brand ambassador of OnePlus. SBI General Insurance and IDFC First Bank went into bank assurance scheme pact. So Kotak Mahindra Bank launched the Pay Your Contact service. Moody's has estimated the GDP growth rate of 9.6. Jamshedji Tata tops the top philanthropists of the century list. Actor Will Smith has announced his autobiography Will. Dr. Krishna Saxena is the author of My Joys and Sorrows as a Mother of Special Child. NTPC, National Thermal Power Corporation, has been recognized as the India's best employers among the nation builders 2021. So New Zealand wins the first ICC World Test Championship. So these are all the current affairs, one word key points for today. So tomorrow come and join our MCQ session. We'll have a MCQ revision, stage 4. So if you like our content, don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel. So please go and subscribe. So for this PDF, go and join our Telegram channel. You will get your free PDF there. So download our app, Career Power Hyderabad. So very useful content is present in the app. So a lot of courses are coming soon. So you can find a lot of courses related to banking, SSC in the Career Power app. So we are starting our offline classes from July 1st, 2021 at our branches Dilshuk Nagar and Amirpet. So do contact our branches for further details for bank coaching. You know, bank exams are coming nearby. So you need to have a best coaching. So we provide the best coaching in the city. So come and join Dilshuk Nagar and Hyderabad branches for the best bank coaching and best SSC coaching in Hyderabad. So thank you. We'll meet in the next class.